Hey guys, this is Cadet First Lieutenant Gabriela Suarez, and I will be teaching you how to put on name tag, ranks, ribbons on your service coat to make sure that you're ready for this year's inspection on December 8th. Alright, so we're going to start with the name tag, since this is what everyone has. So what I do is, you have to remember, the name tag is going to be like your ribbons would be right above, grounded on the pocket, except it's on the opposite side. So I just do this, and I kind of drag it over, and then I make sure that it's straight. Now, once I do this, I'm going to want to put on my service coat and check everything to make sure that it's straight and aligned and parallel to the ground. Alright, so after you put it on a hard surface and kind of get, the estimate of how it's supposed to go on, I would personally look in the mirror to see how it looks on you. Sometimes with females or males, like, it looks different once you put it on. The surface coat is smaller on me, but just disregard that. So I'm looking and I'm gonna see if it's as if it were grounded. It's grounded, but this side is a bit low. So I'm just gonna go ahead, take the frog out, straighten it out, and then raise it just a little bit. Just enough so that way. And you just keep on adjusting. Alright, so this is what the end result should look like. We're gonna start on the ribbons now. This you don't really need to put on yourself. You can just put it on the hard surface that you're working on. Alright, so you want your ribbons centered and grounded on the pocket. Alright, you don't want to have it a space in between the top of the pocket and the bottom of the ribbon rack. And you don't want it on top of the pocket right here. You want it right there. So I'm just gonna go ahead, put them in the pins. You see how it's lining up? And then on the other side, do the same thing. Just line it up. Alright. Then make sure it's centered. And also, make sure that your ribbons are in the correct order. In every single ROTC classroom and also online, you can find the order at which the ribbons go. Alright, and that's how the end result should be. And then comparing it to your name tag, everything should be aligned. It's a little bit higher up because for me, I had to put it that way. Some people might be different. But anyways, this part and this part, it should be lined up. Alright, so finally we're gonna go to the ranks. I recommend you getting a ruler because you do have to go halfway up the seam. So in the cadet guide, it says that the ranks go halfway up the seam, resting on but not over and parallel to the ground. So I'm gonna get my ruler. This one's really nice. Alright, I'm gonna measure the whole thing. So this is 2.75, so that's 1.5. Then I'm just gonna go up halfway, put it through, resting on the seam but not over, and then next is parallel to the ground. We're gonna do this to both sides. Alright, so once you finish putting on the ranks, I suggest that you go and look into a mirror to make sure that everything is correct, that the ranks are parallel to the ground. This is what the final look should be like. Remember, your name tag is aligned to your ribbons. They're both centered, and also you have to make sure that it's straight when you put it on. The ranks are resting on but not over and halfway of the seam and parallel to the ground as well. So thank you for watching. Hopefully you use this video as a guide for not only this inspection year, but also for any times you have to wear your service coat.